Ross Chastain throws a block on Martin Truex Jr. and the 19 wrecks on the backstretch while battling for third on the final lap. Freddie.
You know, I watched this last night when I got home. I got on the plane, and obviously I'm on the Joe Gibbs racing plane, and some of the guys were really mad, and Martin, got taken out and this, that, and the other, but I did not see it at the time. And I got home, and I was expecting it to look a lot worse than it did. It looked to me like Ross got a good run off of turn two. I'm sorry, Martin got a good run off of turn two and was going to get to the outside of Ross. And I listened back to Ross's audio, and Brandon McReynolds kind of counted it down just like any of the three of us would. It was one back coming top, outside. And Ross decides to, kind of crowd him a little bit and take his lane away. I don't think he, egregiously stuffed him in the wall. He just kind of moved up and made Martin lift. And when these cars react a lot different than Bubba had told me this back in, I forget if it was Vegas or wherever we almost killed Eric Jones.
Yeah, that was Vegas.
He went to miss a wreck, and I was calling bottom because the bottom was way clear, and there's a little bit of room up top, and he went top, and he just told me, he said, listen, I know the bottom was open and it was the safer route, he says, but in that instance, if I would have tried to hang a left to the bottom, I would have wrecked. And then we did wreck when we tried to miss Eric Jones later in that race. So these cars react differently. And Denny, I think, had the same issue when he hit Cody Ware. He jumped on the brakes and the thing snapped sideways, and now he's trying to gather it back up. So now he's chasing it down the hill. But, when Martin rolls out of the throttle, there's very slight contact in the video that I saw. And then Martin rolls out of the throttle, and he's along for the ride the rest of the way down the backstretch. But, of course, Ross don't care. We already said that last week. No. But, it wasn't as bad as I was expecting it to look like.
I want to talk about something. Freddie and I had dinner with Ryan Preece on Sunday night after the rain out. And what did he say about these video cameras?
Unbelievable. He said they're unbelievably good. So
Ross is getting information from his resource, his spotter, telling him that this guy has a run, this guy's coming outside, and Ross, in my mind, used that camera to the fullest extent that he could to basically say, I'm willing right now, as a guy with 2 wins, as a guy who's locked in this playoff, I'm willing to slide up in front of Martin Truex and see what the he's going to do. And what did Martin do? He lifted. If Martin doesn't lift, does Martin get wrecked?
I think probably not. Maybe gets caught in it, but Ross gets wrecked.
I think the way the freaking banking is there, he shoots Ross across the bottom of that racetrack. Ross hits a ton, and Ross wishes he wouldn't have came up. Martin Truex was outside of Ross Chastain when Ross moved up. But once again, we're back to what we talked about last week. If Ross races you like a butthole, he doesn't care. I've spotted for Ross Chastain. I know what he's capable of doing. He is a super talented fast race car driver, and these cars are obviously fitting his driving style like nobody else. There are guys that we're seeing who are talented drivers struggle in these cars. If you think Ross Chastain got out of that Spire car and all of a sudden could get in this car and run 25 spots better, we talked to Corey LaJoie about it on the stage the other day. That's not how this happened. This is a good car. This is fitting Ross's driving style, and I wouldn't want to be his teammate right now. Would you want to be Ross Chastain's teammate right now, the 2-car team?
I had that in my notes, and you see that teammate making some mistakes on the racetrack. Speaking of Corey LaJoie, he ran Corey LaJoie over, Suarez did, on Saturday, Sunday or Monday, whatever day it was, and wrecked him. He legit just wrecked Corey LaJoie, just overdrove
Corey
the
actually
entry.
Ran really well.
Corey was running top 15. Yeah, he was running he was having a hell of a run. And we talked about it, before the race, and I said, Corey, what would it take for you to leave here happy? And he's like, man, if I get out of here with a top 20, we've had a good day, And he's doing it.
Yeah, Corey did
all
a great
day.
job.
And then he just gets run over by a guy overdriving his entry. And is that a product of that? You're back here racing with Corey for 18th, and Ross is leading every lap. Is the heat turned up? Are you trying too hard here? And that's a good track for Daniel usually. So it's weird.
The heat's definitely good. Ross is turning the thermostat up.
Yeah,
as it goes here. But I'm spot off because you have 2 wins. You got the first win pretty aggressively. You're on some people's list probably already. You get the next win.
You think?
You get the next win. I know he just did let the other guys clear the path for him there, but to get back on the lead lap, you made a super bold, aggressive move to be in a lucky dog position. You were basically hoping to jam everybody up and have a wreck behind you to get the lucky dog right then, which is super dangerous. But like you said, he does not care. Now you got a guy like Truex, arguably in a little bit of a slump for Martin's terms. Martin's been really good. At one of his best tracks.
Yep. Having a great day.
And having a good day. Going to come out there pumped up. But now, because just an unnecessary block, and he's not even going to guarantee pass you. Race one more corner. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't want to guess he just put himself on another list with another guy. Now you're for no reason.
Joey Logano was on that list one time, and what happened to him? He won a championship.
Yeah, but
I don't think Ross is worried about Martin's list.
Yeah, but I just think
I agree with everything you're saying.
You're not racing for a win right here. That win with
0.6 of a mile may change your full season right there.
We get to the playoffs. Martin's having a bad day. Ross is in a transfer position, or possibly, I remember this.
You don't even have to concede to run fourth by letting him outside. You concede to race him back to the line.
You're racing him.
But again, Martin Truex lifted. Ross Chastain doesn't care. And here we are. It's time for you to sell your home and make that big move. Let our friends at OfferPad remove all the worry and hassle. Get started today at OfferPad.com.